Achondroplasia is a short-statured person. They've got shorter long bones, which are the arms and legs. They've also got quite defining facial features. They've got a lack of bridge on their nose. They've got a larger head. Some of them have quite defining what they call starfish hands. We found out about Leo's achondroplasia at a 41-week scan, which we had because he was overdue. Initially, when you don't know too much about a diagnosis, the main fear is thinking the worst. So, because I didn't really know much about achondroplasia, it was quite daunting.
Did you have a good sleep? Are you happy? Are you happy?
I was given a very medical termed whole lot of information and I was too scared to read it. I didn't want to go home and start Googling things, so I asked them to induce me then and there. 8 hours later, Leo was born. It was a relief that he was here and he looked really cute and he fed from me fine. That really helped contribute to being able to have that bond, just knowing that he was healthy. When we really got to spend some time together, that's when the emotions really kicked in, just kind of picturing further down the track. The fear that I was consumed with was whether or not Leo was going to be a happy kid. I was worried about what kind of friends, if he'd be able to make his friends and what kind of relationships he'd be able to form, and of course the main thing is bullying. Originally the support came from family and friends, and then I reached out to other mums that had been through the same thing. I did that through the community, the Little People of New Zealand, so that's when I got in touch with Verity. I found her on the Facebook page. I sent her a message and told her what I'd just been through, and she messaged me right back. She came round a couple of days later and she brought me a cup of coffee, which was much needed, and she brought some clothes with her because she no doubt knew that I would have been struggling to find clothes to fit Leo, and she brought with her some information which she went over with me in terms that I would understand. She has just been the biggest support to me, really. Most of the supports come through mums like her, and then through social media as well, reaching out to different mums all over the world and talking to them about their experiences, and I guess just hearing that everything is going to be okay. When Leo was diagnosed, I knew that I'd be going through the process of having to tell people. I started up a blog for him and I explained a bit about achondroplasia on there and the process of what we'd just been through. Then I gave the link to family and friends. So it meant that I didn't have to tell all these different people and feel upset every time I told them, and it also gave them a chance to kind of understand it in their own terms and in their own way. I had a lot of emotions that I needed to get out, and putting them into a blog was my way of doing it. I'm really lucky that we're at a time when social media is such a huge thing at the moment. So I've been in touch with other people from all over the world that are on a similar journey, and that has been really helpful because it's nice to know that you've got this big support network out there. My connection with Leo has grown a lot. The bond was a little bit harder to form because he was different to what I expected to have, and in a way you do go through a process of grieving for the baby that you were expecting. I've really grown and I've begun to accept who Leo is. He wouldn't be who he is without having dwarfism, so I love him so much for that. He is always full of smiles and he's ready to give a smile to anyone. But he's also a real mummy's boy, so he's quite clingy at times, which I quite like. My main hopes for the future for Leo would be that he's just a happy boy and that he has a great childhood, makes friends and has a great time at school. And I want him to know that he can do anything that he wants to do, and I'm going to encourage him to give everything a try.
Attitude was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.